every day.
Welcome to Style with Trish. Today my guest is designer, beautiful Regina Murray, coming in and joining us from Lux is Life.
Every day a woman reigns. It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
Welcome to Style with Trish. Today my guest is designer, beautiful Regina Murray, coming in and joining us from Lux is Life. Welcome to Style with Trish.
Thank you so much, Trish, for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
We had a whole conversation off camera. So I have a better understanding of what it is that you do. But before you explain that and break that down, how did you come up with the name Lux is Life?
Interesting that you would ask that question. Initially, when I thought about what I wanted my brand to be and what I wanted it to embody, I thought Lux is Life. Now, oftentimes when we think of luxe, we think of luxury, we think of fancy, but that was not where I was going with the brand.
Okay.
I wanted the brand to exude expression. I wanted the brand to be about you creating your life and what you choose. I wanted the brand to be a harmonious brand between luxury, spirituality, and self-expression and connection. And so I grappled with the idea of not wanting the brand to feel like it was all about luxury. It was all about the name brand or the fancy, because it's really not.
Yeah.
The brand is about being very conscious about the life you create for yourself. Hence, Lux is Life.
Yeah, I love it. And it's so funny because when you enter a room, it's like, okay, if I were to come into your office, I said, oh, I'm about to get the work. She's about, because when I think of Lux is Life, I do think of luxury, but you have such a heightened level of sophistication. And so that's when we saw the name Lux is Life and I was researching, you said, oh, she got class. I'm hiring class right here.
I love it. And that's what we want.
Yeah.
We definitely want an experience. We want to create an experience for our clients. We want our clients to know that they can create their own experiences as well. And that those experiences that we create are what really guide our lives and that give us quality of life.
Yeah.
So, coupled with style, because I've always loved style, creativity, and again, just that consciousness about the energy that we bring into a space is what was really important for me.
Yeah.
With this brand.
And so I know what you do, but we haven't really shared with our viewers what you do. So can you share what what is the brand of Lux is Life?
Yes. So Lux is Life is an interior design and styling business. We help people, clients in particular, to go in and recreate their spaces. We help clients to, again, curate their own unique space, tap into their personal style, tap into their personality, and we go in and we help them to design their space. Sometimes it can be a redesign. You may be a woman in your 50s and you're divorced and you have lived sort of in the same house with the same color on the walls and you want to do something different.
Yeah.
So it may be a redesign. It's like, girl, let's redesign this place.
Yeah.
Let's make it more vibrant. Let's tap into the new you. So part of the interior design side is that. On the staging side, which is where we go in and we support real estate agents, investors, and sellers of their properties. And on the staging side, we go in and we stage the property to sell. Again, coming in, bringing inventory, furnishing items, and really targeting the market that we want to sell the home to, so that potential sellers and potential buyers can see themselves inside that space.
Yeah, and I think that sounds like so much fun, but I don't have that particular talent. But you were sharing off camera that because I was asking, how do you get the items? Like, are you partnered with different furniture stores and things of that nature? And you do something very different. Share that.
So yes, I have a private inventory. Once I committed to my passion, because this is truly my passion, and I decided to launch this business, one thing that was important to me was that I didn't provide cookie cutter stager services in particular.
Okay.
I didn't want the homes to look the same. Homes are just like human beings. They're very unique in nature. They have their own characteristic, their own personalities. And so it was very important to me that, again, I had my private inventory, so that when I walked into a home that I was staging, that I could say, this is what you need, and this is what I have for you, as opposed to, again, sort of cookie cutter. Let me just take this chair in here because this is the chair that I got from Quartz Furniture or one of the retail spots. But really trying to embody, again, the space and give the space its own unique character.
Okay. Yes. And it's so interesting. So when you're coming in and you're doing and we're going to go back to interior design as well, but when you're on the staging topic, about how long does it, because you were sharing that you may not have to stage every room of a home, about how long does that take you?
It actually depends. Okay. I probably could speed up a little bit. On average, it takes about 2 to 3 days for me. Okay. And again, there have been times when I've been able to push a project out in 24 hours. It just depends on what the client need is. But again, I find that in order for me to be good at this, I have to be able to embody this space as well. Yeah. And so oftentimes I'll go in, it's funny, my team, sometimes they're like, okay, Regina, can we please move on? It's done. But for me, because it's so personal and it's so intimate, and again, because I want to create an experience, I tend to just take my time, and I may put something on this table and walk around the circle 10 times and then come back and say, I don't want it on this table. I want it on that table. So it's truly a process. And if you commit to the process, it's more than just staging. It's truly curating spaces that people are like, wow. And that's the joy of the creativity of staging in particular.
All right, awesome. Well, guys, we're going to take a really quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with Regina Murray. We'll be right back. Welcome to Trish's Treasures. This is where I share some of my favorite beloved products that I use on myself with you. Today on Trish's Treasure, we are featuring this miraculous thing right here, Naturally Fresh Deodorant Crystal. For those of us who have a lot of allergies and skin issues, this is the one for you. I have not been able to use regular deodorant for several years because of allergies. And in speaking to my mother, the old wise one herself, she suggested this particular product. And when I tell you, it works wonders. A lot of the other deodorants that's out on the market, it's kind of missing something, and you sweat one good time and you feel it and you smell it. This particular product does not. It is actually a crystal. And what happens is you wet this right out of the shower, which is when I use it, and you apply it. And it's good for a couple of days, even though we shower more than that. I won't have to apply this for at least, for me personally, every other day I will have to apply deodorant. So I can go several showers with this product, several days without reapplying this product for my sensitive skin. This is definitely a Trish's treasure.
Have you ever thought about having your own talk show? Well, you don't have to question yourself any further. From concept to completion, Mark Squared Studios can easily take you through a traditional 3-step process for any video production. Whether it's a small business commercial, talk show, cooking show, or even a web miniseries. Contact us today and we'll help you unbox your creativity.
Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
Welcome back to Style with Trish. We're continuing our conversation with Regina Murray of Lux is Life. Before the break, we were talking about staging, but you do real estate, you do staging, you do interior design. What is it that you enjoy the most about those three worlds?
I think what I enjoy the most about those three worlds is in all of them, you are required to meet people where they are. Mm-hmm. You are required to be able to be very vulnerable as well with your clients. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to listen. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, set a tone that says that I'm here for you. Mm-hmm. I want to hear what you're saying, and I want to help you, again, sort of step outside of your box and envision yourself, whether it's on the design side for someone who's just purchased a home or they've had a life-altering change and they want to redesign their home, whether it's on the staging side where you are walking into an environment that now a person is selling a home that perhaps they've lived in for 20 years. Right. And they have curated their home as their own. And you're coming in and say, no, we need to move that chair. We need to paint these walls. And so we're debunking for them oftentimes their idea of what they have created as their home. Right. And that can be a very traumatic process. But then on the real estate side of it is, as a realtor, knowing what sells and being able to walk into a home and say, hey, look, this is what it's going to take to put this home on the market, to attract the buyer that you want to attract, and to get the most money on your return of investment in terms of staging your property.
Yeah. And you were sharing off screen that you prefer that the clients are not in the home for that very reason. I don't know that I personally am that attached, but I could see where some people would be, attached to certain things of the home. But my bottom line is selling it. I'm selling this, so do whatever needs done to get it sold. The other thing that you mentioned, which I think is a great idea, is life-altering situations in your life, like, for instance, like you said, divorce, or even becoming an empty nester, hint, empty nester, and turning that child's bedroom into a walk-in closet. Absolutely. Those type of things, those opportunities where you can bring in interior design to redesign your home. I didn't even think about that.
Yes. And so and that's one thing that I think we oftentimes don't think about, those life-altering changes, those moments in our lives, where we say, you know what? And I think COVID was a great example of that. Yeah. Where we were very comfortable with going to work every day. We would escape our homes, so to speak. And then we had to be forced to work from home oftentimes, right? Right. So to be in this space now, basically 24 hours a day, right? And so transforming a space into an office space, being comfortable with that. As an empty nester, I'm an empty nester as well. So how do you take that, as you say, that child's room and make it an office, or knock out a wall and make it a fabulous closet with chandeliers and all the bells and whistles? So I definitely think I want to encourage people to think about life-altering or transitions in our lives that may require us to do something for ourselves. I think design and creativity is really for us. It helps us tap into our own personal style. It helps us to sometimes become aware, oftentimes, of what we like and what we don't like.
Right.
When you think about divorce, oftentimes, you create a home with a spouse.
Right.
You may have your style, but you go with your spouse's style.
Right. Or mixed combination.
And sometimes you lose your sense of style.
That's true.
Because you want to make sure that everything is just even keel. And so sometimes we don't even know who we are just in a marriage. And then divorce happens, it's like, okay, I gotta figure this out. And by the way, I hate those red walls.
Exactly.
I hate all that wood. I hate all this paneling. What on earth was I thinking?
Right.
And so it can be, design can be very liberating.
Yes.
And freeing.
Yes.
When you think about it.
Yeah. I think that is what I got the most from our conversation. We were talking about staging. Go back there just for a second. Before we go to our next break, why is it important? If you are selling your home, why is it important for the staging? And you touched on it just a little bit, but I just kind of want you to elaborate on the importance of that when you're trying to sell your home. Why stage?
Okay. Well, when you bought your home for you, for your family. You created your home for you and your family. But when we sell our homes, then we have to be able to detach from it personally and recognize that now we want the potential buyer to see it as their home.
Yeah.
We want them to walk in and say, I can see myself living here. I can see myself raising my children here. I can see my dog running around here.
Right.
And so depersonalizing the space, but also creating a sense of personalizing the space.
Yes.
And I know that sounds weird. How do you depersonalize it, but personalize it? You want a potential buyer to, again, be able to see themselves living in what will no longer be your home.
Right.
And when you talk about the luxe life experience, oftentimes I tell my clients it's about simplifying, decluttering. We have so much stuff. We have so much history. We have so much richness that comes with us in our homes, right? But that is our history. That's our richness. That's our stuff. And we need for people to be able to see that they can create history, memories, moments in our home, and staging helps us achieve that goal.
And there's another point we're going to take a really quick break, but it's another point that I wanted to bring up regarding that, especially with us as African Americans and how it's hard to sell a home if our personal items, pictures, African art is in place. So we'll talk about that more when we take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, it's Dr. Cassandra Parks Evans, affectionately known as Dr. San, and this is your segment of Let's Learn Love. Hey guys, it's Dr. San, and I'm here to give you your Let's Learn Love segment for today. So if you've been following us, you know that we've been doing a series on menopause and sexual health. So I'm here to bring you your new installment for it today. We're talking about relaxation. Yes, relaxation is one of the things that is needed, not just for menopause and sexual health, but just in general. It helps us with our mindset, our mind space, and just overall basic health for us. So when it comes to relaxation, there's some things that we want to do. We want to either look into yoga, which is very good because not only does it bring in relaxation, but it also helps us move and stretch. And we know that's good for a good, healthy lifestyle. You can do meditation. Meditation is very good because it lets you center yourself. If you're a client of mine, you always know that I'm talking about breathe, meditating, and praying. That's what I live by in my practice. So meditation is always good. And for the people that are Christians, and I know several, they have a kind of feeling about when I say meditation. But if you remember, meditation is before you actually kind of go into your service sometimes. So we want to meditate and we want to center ourselves and we want to think about the goodness that's inside of us. And something else that is always good for relaxation is a great just bubble bath or just water in general. You want something that's going to relax you, that increases your relaxation. And if you know anything about menopause is a very stressful time because of our emotions are off because of our hormones, and we're trying to get ourselves together. So one thing meditation does, or yoga, or even just being by water for relaxation, is very important to you. So if you know anybody who is going through menopause, or if you're going through menopause and you know that they're having a rough time, just suggest that they try some relaxation techniques, and they'll get a little bit of a reprieve from everything that is going on in their life. If you have any questions, please let us know. Write in, call, text, whatever you need to do to get in contact with us. We would love to hear from you. And again, this is Dr. Sam with your Let's Learn Love segment for today.
I'm often asked the question, why the title Style with Trish? And to answer that question is very simple. For me, style isn't just what's on the outer appearance of a woman, it is what is on the inside, which is actually more important. And so what we want to do and how we want to incorporate that into our show is that we excitedly bring on guests who feed into the building of self-esteem, as far as mental health and improving yourself, self-help. We bring guests on and experts on to actually help us build those areas, increase those areas to make us a better us on the inside. Once we're built healthily on the inside, then we can start rocking out the outer look. Outer look is the easiest part to redo, to fix. The inner is what's the most difficult. So style isn't just what's on the outside. It actually starts with what you possess on the inside.
Hey guys, this is Trish Standley. Catch up on season 1 of Style with Trish by going to trishstanley.com. If you are not able to catch the show on YouTube, make sure you go to my website, trishstanley.com, and check out our podcast, trishstanley.com.
Every day a woman reigns. Every day a woman reigns.
And we're back here on Style with Trish with my guest, Regina Murray, continuing our conversation. And before the break, I kind of brought up the fact that we know it's actually hit the news where people of color have had in the past issues with selling their home when we leave our personable items, whether it's family pictures or African art and things of that nature. We even in the appraisement level, let alone trying to sell the home. What is your take on? And I know we stated that it's important to stage, but this is a very good reason for staging. Is that part of why it's important to invest in? Because is staging an investment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So let's talk about, and I like you mentioning the word investment first. One of the things that I think that we have to do as our people is we cannot look at staging, home maintenance, design as a waste of money or as I don't want to pay this. We have to think of staging as an investment, and it is an investment. We also have to be mindful of when we invest that we do it very thoughtfully and we pick the right stager for us.
Right.
You mentioned before the break, I mentioned decluttering. You talked about taking down pictures. So that's another part of staging is depersonalizing. Again, we talk about the history, and our goal as stagers is not to erase your memories and your history of your home. However, unfortunately, there have been times when someone comes in your home and they may not look like us. They may not be people of brown skin.
Right.
And our African art, our artifacts are there. Our pictures are there. I encourage any client that I'm working with, regardless to ethnicity, two things must happen: declutter and depersonalize.
Okay.
You don't want to, again, make a person feel like this home is not the home for me because they see your family pictures. I will take it a step further, even with pets. Pets have become like our children now, right?
Right.
But oftentimes people may feel, not everybody's a dog lover. I'm a dog lover, right?
I'm not.
But I'm not a cat lover. So it's important.
I'm not.
Like, none of that, right? So again, it's important, again, to think about taking anything away from the home that potentially distracts your buyer.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, your pictures of your great grandmother, ethnic pictures, pictures of your children, a wall full of anything that's important to you may be a distraction, and usually is a distraction for someone else. And it impacts your ability, again, to get maximum return on your home. And sometimes it can be a deterrent for people buying your property. So those are things to consider for sure.
I didn't even connect that until you said that. I don't own a cat. My daughter owns a cat. So I'm not a pet lover. But we had a guy coming in the house to work on the house, and he saw her cage. And he was like, what kind of dog y'all got? Because she has, we call it Susie Sweet. And so she has everything she needs in that cage. And so it never even dawned on me how people coming into your home, because I'm scared of dogs. So for me coming into a home, the first thing I'm doing, I can't even focus on the house because I'm like, when is the dog going to come out?
Absolutely.
And so I never put that together. So that is brilliant to even think that way, because we ourselves don't think about that kind of thing. Another thing about your journey that I absolutely love, and we got to get this in, is you transitioned from the healthcare field into interior design, real estate, and staging. What was that journey like?
It's been a continuous journey. I am a licensed social worker by trade, but I've always been creative. I've always had a passion for design. I've always had a passion for serving people, and it's just another way to serve people. But I love healthcare as well. Again, when you talk about creating a consciousness, quality of life, creating your own life, that luxe living, it is truly about creating a life that is designed for you. And in the healthcare industry, I was a hospice administrator for about 14 years. And during that journey, I truly appreciated quality, creating the life that you want, and what it looks like for you. And so the journey has been very interesting because I still own a healthcare business in Louisiana. I provide services to the elderly and persons that are disabled. But again, the creativity part, it's married. It's meeting people where they are. For a person that is disabled in particular, helping them to tap into the potential, helping them to be conscious about not letting their disability determine their outcome, helping them to see the possibilities. So they really all, in a strange way, they connect. It is about people caring. It is about giving people what they want. It is about helping people to tap into their passion and to imagine themselves very differently, whether it's in your home, being designed, or whether it's imagining yourself as someone with autism, but not being defined by that, and being able to be creative in your own space. So I just took my passion for people and I put a little spin on it. And now I'm able to definitely be more creative than I've ever been in terms of design and I absolutely love it. But I never move far away from what I know God put me here to do,
Right.
and that's to serve.
Yes.
So with that serving, whether it's healthcare, whether it's design, whether it's staging, I'm able to, again, sit right here with you, identify with you what that is, and to meet a need and to serve you in that way.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I was going to tell you to share some encouraging words, but you just did already.
Well, I will. I simply say, follow your passion. One of the challenges for me in this industry was, for so long, I got in my own way because I did not have a formal degree in interior design. And oftentimes fear stifles us in a way that we can't imagine. And I had a major designer off of HGTV, David Santiago, recently say to me, sister, I don't have any formal design, but I have style. I know how to take care of people, and I know what I like. And so I would say, whatever your passion is, don't get locked in the box, because that's what Trish has been saying here. There are no boxes.
That's right.
You create the box. You create the space. Be okay with walking into that space. And as I'm encouraging you, I'm encouraging myself. Be okay with being uniquely you and creating the luxe life that you want for yourself.
That's beautiful. I can hear you talk all day. You already know what I said you should be doing. But I really want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me here on the show. Guys, make sure you check out Regina Murray of Luxe is Life. We will be right back.
Have you ever thought about having your own talk show? Well, you don't have to question yourself any further. From concept to completion, Mark Squared Studios can easily take you through a traditional 3-step process for any video production. Whether it's a small business commercial, talk show, cooking show, or even a web miniseries. Contact us today and we'll help you unbox your creativity.
I'm often asked the question, why the title Style with Trysh? And to answer that question is very simple. For me, style isn't just what's on the outer appearance of a woman. It is what is on the inside, which is actually more important. And so what we want to do and how we want to incorporate that into our show is that we excitedly bring on guests who feed into the building of self-esteem, as far as mental health and improving yourself, self-help. We bring guests on and experts on to actually help us build those areas, increase those areas to make us a better us on the inside. Once we're built healthily on the inside, then we can start rocking out the outer look. Outer look is the easiest part to redo, to fix. The inner is what's the most difficult. So style isn't just what's on the outside. It actually starts with what you possess on the inside.
Hey guys, this is Trish Standley. Catch up on season 1 of Style with Trysh by going to trishstanley.com. If you are not able to catch the show on YouTube, make sure you go to my website, trishstanley.com, and check out our podcast, trishstanley.com.